Hey everyone, this is the ShutInBakas. My name is Chris and I'm here today with Jared.
Hello there.
Today we're back to do High School DxD New, or Season 2. Naming convention aside, that's obviously the sequel, and it takes place, like, pretty much straight afterwards of Season 1, I suppose. I guess there was no real gap. Anyway, that aside, this one was kind of a blur for the both of us. We're really struggling to remember what happened in this season, aside from a few things.
We probably should have caught up before making this video, to be honest.
Getting caught up is overrated.
You fool.
Improving is the best. And giving all of your ahs and ums. That's the best kind of video.
Also works great for drama interview too.
Oh yeah, definitely. We would know. Anyway, tangent right off the bat. So, the whole season 2 aired in 2013, was obviously done by the same studio, TNK, once again, well known for School Days, High School DxD, and that one, that we don't talk about.
Sacred texts.
The fake sacred texts, yep. One thing I noticed, actually, just before we started recording was, Issei is the third most popular character on Mal for High School DxD, meaning that all of these other girls are, like, less popular.
God.
And, I mean, do I even have to say the fact that Gasper is lower on the list than Kiba? That just immensely hurts me. I'm sorry. So we've got 245 likes here, and Gasper only has 152. Come on, guys, get your shit together. It's traps or nothing. Right, anyway. So, we're going to be talking about the whole skedaddle of the show and what happened in it, really, and what our thoughts on it were. Jared has obviously seen it probably a million times, a bit of an exaggeration. But,
A slight bit.
Yes. So, God, just the name of the second season always catches me off. Like, it's called High School DxD New. Like, why can't it just be 2?
Didn't we have Born and Hero?
Yeah, because that makes it so much easier. I think Otaku Spirit was talking about it, where they were like, oh yeah, which one's the new one? Was it Born or Hero? Nothing about those names differentiates it at all. Anyway, so High School DxD New covers the first half of the Birth of the Breast Dragon Emperor arc of the light novels.
Pog.
Yeah, I feel like half of these could just be light novel names and no one would bat an eye. So it's split into two major parts. The Excalibur of the Moonlit Schoolyard, which is basically the Excalibur arc where Zenobia and Irena get introduced to the plot. And after that, we get into the Vampire Suspended Classroom arc, which is where you meet Best Boy. I mean, girl. I mean, Best Vampire. Yeah, we know what we're talking about.
Best Dio clone.
Best Lolly Dio Brando. So, anyway, the next part about it was what's new with the story, right? What have they done with the story since we were going on about last time about how good the High School DxD story is, and everyone probably just gave us a rolling eyes look, like, oh, here we go again, another set of idiots going along with this hentai is definitely a story idea. But we swear it's true. We swear on our lives. Right. Fan service, it's still here. Like, I'm pretty sure within the first episode, like, Issei is getting his, like, fingers sucked by Akano in, like, the most suggestive way you can imagine. Titties flying everywhere, girls getting naked all the time. It's more High School DxD, you know what you're getting when you click onto it. So, the reason Akano, is Asano. Sorry. I don't know why my mind went to Asano. Akano was because she can use her powers to what is it? Subdue or to get rid of well, I guess that's technically the same thing. To get rid of the dragon arm that Issei, like, he like gave up his arm in the last season to like get more power temporarily. So his arm is actually technically that of a real dragon now.
I think it's his wanking off arm too.
Yeah, no, that's tragic. If only he had some women around him who would be just willing to do stuff with him. So Akeno, her way of getting that arm to pamper down a bit is to suck it off. Basically give it oral sex. Not even joking in that point. Aside from that, literally everything is just the same old, same old. Except for Issei gets a new client, I'm pretty sure. It's like his only real client, right? Or are those weirdos from like the beginning of the first season technically his clients too?
No idea.
Yeah, that does
You
kind of
forget about that.
Like, wait a minute, they actually provide services in the real life and no one remembers? Yes, so the new client is a fallen angel named Azazel, which, he's such a chat. He's just such
He's a bit strong.
Yeah, he's such a strange character. Like, basically he looks like, at the beginning, when he's introduced, he just looks like some dude that's like, I don't know, a depressed, divorced dad or something. But then he turns out to be the leader of the Fallen Angels faction. And, yeah, the funny part about it is, obviously, since he is the leader, he is the strongest. I have never been entirely certain why, in most animes, sorry if my pronunciation is wrong. Why in most anime, kings and, like, the most, like, high authoritative figures have to be the most overpowered? Like, I don't understand that. Why does, like, I have not heard of a single real-life person, like, off the top of my head, that is, that's like, yes, I am the king, and I rule the land. I also run headfirst into battle and slay my enemies. I am the most overpowered person in the kingdom. Like, that sounds like, I don't know, some caveman bullshit. Ooga booga, me kill man first, and me equal strong, so me leader. Some weird shit like that. Anyway, that was a side tangent. That meant absolutely nothing to the story. That's just my own personal grievances. So, the new plot development of the, what was it called again? Excalibur of the Moonlit Schoolyard arc is basically, Issei is, I think, looking through his books because, like, the entire group is hanging out in his room, and they're like, hey, let's look at his books because we're dicks. We're peeping
Tiny
toms.
Issei penis.
Yeah. Just, wow, everyone really likes to see Issei's tiny pee-pee. One of the pictures had a picture of Issei with another guy he thought at the time. Or friend. I don't know if he thought it was a guy or a girl.
Thought it was a guy.
Yeah, I think it was a guy. Anyway, so he was hanging out with his friend, his childhood friend. The childhood friend never wins, do they? The childhood friend is there, and in the background there's a big sword, and Kiba's like, wait a minute, what's that? I know what that is. Why is that there? So yeah, Kiba just kind of brushes it off like, hey, do you know what that is? He says like, nah, I don't know what that is. Somehow it's just some family heirloom probably. It's like, oh, okay, oh well, forget I asked.
No, because he said that shit's a holy sword.
Yeah, so, yeah, basically Kiba just goes off and starts investigating, the sleuthing, and, yeah, I mean, from what I remember, there really wasn't much to this arc, except for Kiba going rogue for a wee bit, just because it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna stop me from... Oh, wait, no, it's not because Rias wanted to stop him, it's just because he didn't want them to get involved in this mess. Something like that. So, like, he just went rogue and just said, you know what, screw you all, I don't want to involve you guys, I'm just gonna go off and fix my own mess.
Then Issei and Kaneko just said, They're coming along.
Nah. That doesn't sound like the power of friendship to me, dog. Yep. And after that, Kiva eventually got ambushed on his way home by... Was it a fallen angel? With the holy sword? I don't remember.
No, it was actually the other two. You remember the blonde-haired friend? She got attacked.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
By the leader of the enemy themselves, you know?
Right. Yep. Yep, so that happened, and I like how we're just glossing over every episode here, because there's like nothing really that integral that happens in between what we're saying. It's like, oh yeah, this happens, and then Issei grabs a pair of titties, and then that also happened, but then he also grabs another pair of titties. Like, nothing important happens in between. Yes. Zenobia and Irena, they show up, and they instantly become very integral characters to the story, because I like them immensely. Zenobia is the one that has no shame whatsoever, and Irena is the childhood friend that we were talking about earlier.
Who's very much not a guy.
No, she's not a guy. Although, to be fair, I do have that problem. I have had that problem in the past where, like, you think someone's a dude, but, like, they're actually a chick. It's like, man, how does that work? How did I get played like that? Yes, so they show up, they, like, basically say, hey, we're going to be investigating here, trying to find this sword or whatever, and, yeah, I think they, like, kind of... You know, say, hey, you guys are weak, Lamau, don't get in our way. And he says, like, hey, eat shit, nerd, I'm gonna kick your ass. And then they proceed to body them. From what I remember, it was a very one-sided fight. Just because, you know, they both have Excalibur mimics. Which,
No, remember, one is Excalibur Destruction, one's Mimic. Don't forget that, they're two different things, man.
Alright, sorry. The whole Excalibur thing just kind of doesn't mean anything anymore, because it was such a, oh yeah, that happened, let's move on kind of thing. I just kind of forget everything about it. Yep. So, Kiba was a part of this project called the Holy Sword Project, which basically was a project where... Was it the angels that were doing it?
It was the church.
The church.
Not the angels themselves.
Yeah, so the church was basically getting these children in and trying to force them to, like, handle Excalibur knockoffs, essentially. And if they couldn't, they were just going to kill them. And... yeah, the Kiba was caught in it when he was a child, a young lad. And, yeah, they tried to kill him, but he somehow escaped. I'm pretty sure because the other kids were like, no, save yourself! Yep, so he got away, and just before he was captured again, Rhea Screamery shows up, looking the exact same age. Like, I swear to God, she looks the same age in every flashback. She's like a vampire, or at least 5,000 years old. Who knows? Yep, so that's the backstory of Kiba. It's, like, pretty much what I was expecting, to be honest. Like, I wasn't surprised that was what his backstory was. Wait a minute, I just realized, sorry, a bit off topic here, but this broadcasted at 8:30 in the night in Japan. On television. Like, I mean, I get it, children probably should be in bed by then, but they're probably not. That aside. Right, I kind of missed something. I was kind of rushing through it, and I completely skipped over something that was kind of integral to the plot. Like, not kind of, it was. But basically, they find most of the Excaliburs or whatever, and they get they find the guy who was, like, you know, doing the Excalibur project, and he was just like this dude called Kokobile that no one liked because he was just an asshole. But he can summon Cerberus, so that's something.
Multiple Cerberus.
Yeah, several, apparently, according to, like, talk about overpowered, huh? So he does that, they're like, hey, kill the Gremory team, Lamau, and that doesn't really work out. Zenobia and Irena have kind of helped the fight because they realized that they probably couldn't beat him on their own.
And the Holy Devil Sword was born. Also, Durandal also came out the exact same episode.
Oh, did it?
Yes, the two most broken swords in the series just came out in that episode.
Yeah, so Kiba's unlocked his balance breaker, right? And basically his balance breaker is the fact that he can create any sword. Or, like, just basically materialize them in anything.
But there's one special because it's angelic and demonic power combined perfectly.
Yeah, so basically it kicks ass.
Also, God is dead.
Oh yeah, God died. sorry to drop this on you, God worshippers out there, but God's dead. We're sorry to bring this bad news to you, but High School DxD had to tell us. God died. Zenobia also... Is hers technically a balance breaker or just a really epic sword?
She's just able to wield the sword. That's her unique thing. She's a Durandal user, not just an Excalibur user. She can use both, aka.
That's a fair point.
She's kind of broken.
Yeah, she is. I really like her, although she's got to learn some shame. As we'll get on to later. Yeah, so that happens, and everything is going smoothly. They're kicking the Cerberus's butts, and then Kokobill's like, "Fine, I'll do it myself," and just kicks their asses. And then, when everything was going horribly wrong, wasn't it that what's his face? Fuck's that? How did I forget that already? Azazel shows up. Doesn't he monologue?
He doesn't really do anything. Issei kind of finished. No, the White Dragon comes along and finishes him off with Azazel.
We're very sorry this is all over the place, but this is just how the channel works. So, Azazel shows up, monologues about how, hey, you're doing a terrible job about this. I'm technically your boss, and all that stuff. And he goes, okay, boys, sick him. And the White Dragon goes, okay.
And then he's just gone. Dead.
He just bodies him. Like, after all that fighting, like, Issei getting his ass kicked, and all the Zenobia with her overpowered sword just getting, like, away. And then...
To be fair, the White Dragon's power is to divide, while Issei is to boost.
Yeah. So, let's talk about the White Dragon. His name is Vali Lucifer, which earlier on in this season, I think, they talked about the White Dragon, and how it's basically the direct enemy, or rival, of the Red Dragon. And what the White Dragon can do is it can divide people's powers, whereas obviously the Red Dragon can boost, which I'm guessing every time he boosts it doubles.
Yeah, I think it doubles, but he has its limit.
Yeah, so basically, the White Dragon shows up and just, I guess he just one-punches him? Like,
no, he just divides the massive magic blast to like a puny little tiny thing. Then he gets bodied.
Yeah, he gets absolutely bodied, and that was very fun to watch. And of course, we find out that, hey, he's just some teenager. And
with like 9 different sets of wings, because that his last name kind of indicative of like who he's related to.
Yes.
Bad.
Yes, but I'm sure that will be thrown in our face at another point. So obviously it goes, hey, you're the White Dragon. Well, no, Vali kind of goes, so you're the Red Dragon. You're kind of weak, kind of pathetic.
Drake says, you're just gonna ignore me, Albion.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you're just gonna ignore me? Oh, sorry, I couldn't feel you under your terrible presence, you know? I couldn't feel you with that such low power, you know? So, that aside, they run off into the sunset, saying, haha, I could kick your ass, but I won't, bye! So Issei decides he's gonna get stronger, so he can beat the White Dragon. Spoiler alert: that is going to be a lot harder than he expected. So, normal shenanigans happen, of course. Beach episode / swimming episode. Every show has to have one halfway in.
Teaches Coconut how to swim.
Yep. Teaching Coco how to swim because, actually, no, that's a spoiler. Although, technically, if you're watching this, you probably already watched the show. We'll leave it. So, the only thing I've got written here for the episode where they swim is Zenovia trying to rape Issei.
Also, Reyes and Arkanoid fighting over Issei putting like moisturizer on their back.
That's right. Yeah, all the time there's been this fight between Akano and Reyes where like they're trying to fight for Issei's cock or something, like, or as attention. Okay, I'll be a bit more realistic here, but yeah, basically they're all fighting over each other, and Issei, I still have no idea how Issei does not understand that these girls want him. He's the most dense character I've ever heard. So, next up, we've got the best character of the show. Or the season, I guess. Gasper! Bloody. And, what can Gasper do? What does Gasper the vampire, what can he do? He can stop time. Yeah, we're just one second away from the murder! Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Gasper grew up to be Dio Brando. Like, this is Dio Brando's origin story. Dio Brando, but a lolly. Also, side note, I put in parentheses, sorry. He likes boxes.
And also a bag on his head.
And a bag, that's true, he likes bags. He just likes anything that keeps him away and hidden. So he just wears a paper bag. Of course with his eyes poked out, like he's not telekinetic or anything. After that, kind of more stuff happens, like they're just helping Gasper with his self-confidence issues and trying to help him fix his powers, because basically he can't actually use his stopping time power properly without him being like really stressed out. So they're trying to like make it so that he doesn't have to be stressed out so he can use it. He really needs to get stronger, like, he's extremely weak. Like, he can stop time and that's it.
He proved himself to be capable on some occasions.
Yeah, season 4. You go, Casper. A few episodes later, we learned that Akano was a fallen angel and fallen angel and
Hyman hybrid.
Yeah, sorry, I read that wrong. Human hybrid. So basically, there was a female human and I'm making this sound like how to have sex. Like, so kids, the male fallen angel sticks his penis into the. It's late, guys. I'm sorry. This is just how it is. Like, you know what you're signing up for when you click on High School DxD review.
This is how he is always.
Thank you.
I'm not wrong, am I?
You're not wrong, but it hurts to hear. Right, so basically Akano really resents the fact that she's like a half fallen angel, because wasn't it that the dad like didn't get back in time for like to save her mother or something? Like her mother died.
Probably got killed by people who didn't exactly like them.
Yeah, I think it was because it was a hybrid. Like, they were like, oh, we really hate these hybrids, we better kill them both, and they didn't really do that. Just the mother. Yep, so she tells Issei all about that. We also meet, wasn't it the leader of the church, or like, the archangels?
His name is Michael.
His name is Michael, that's right, his name is Michael. That's such an anticlimactic name. My name is Jeff. So yeah,
and then he gives Issei a holy sword it's like the Dragon Slayer or some shit.
Yeah, that's right. So Issei gives him a holy sword that can slay dragons, because he knows about the whole Red Dragon versus White Dragon fighting stuff. And he's like, here you go. And he says, like, I don't know how to use a sword. But thanks anyway. Later on, doesn't he give it to Zenobia?
Temporarily, but she gives it back, of course.
Yeah.
She can borrow it whenever she wants.
Yeah, just pull it out of his pee-pee.
Sounds painful.
It does, doesn't it? Right, and then, of course, obligatory plot happens where the three factions, the Archangels, the Fallen Angels, and the Demons, they all come together to try and sign what would you call it, a truce pact?
Yeah, and then everything goes wrong.
Yes, they get attacked by... What were those guys called? I don't remember.
The Chaos faction, I think.
The Chaos faction. Basically, they don't want peace. Because peace isn't badass.
As per their name.
Yeah, I mean, like, the name says it all, doesn't it? So they interrupt this nice negotiations that were going pretty swimmingly, all things considered. And they're all just the same female character. Yeah, they're all just the same character, copy and pasted over the screen. Just Control-C, Control-V. Yeah.
And Jasper decides to be useful in this bit as well.
That's true. Gasper and Konako are by themselves in this what is it called? The club room, while everybody else is hanging out, helping out with the negotiations, and they get attacked. And doesn't Gasper stop time enough so that they can escape?
He stops time, does something, we don't remember what exactly.
Yeah, it's such a forgettable moment. We're sorry. Once again, we have to apologize every time we don't remember a specific thing. It's because we don't want to rewatch an entire season just for a YouTube video. Like, we like the show, don't get us wrong, and we like giving you guys entertaining things to listen to, but we don't want to sit here for another 4 hours watching, if even 6 hours straight of us watching the whole show again. We would watch a recap episode if they made them. But no. Right.
And then after that, shit really hits the fan because Leviathan's sister turns up. She's not too happy. She's with the Chaos faction.
That's right, yeah. Yep, and the White Dragon, doesn't he go, okay...
No, the White Dragon doesn't have anything to do with this fight. He was just off dealing with regular minions.
That's right, yeah, he was.
Azazel pulls out Fafnir, the artificial fucking balance breaker.
Yeah, so basically it's didn't he kind of say it was Excalibur in a way? Something like it.
It's pretty much just another version of the dragons, I think. It's just kind of like that when he transforms.
Yeah, so basically Azazel can transform like Issei and the White Dragon can, but on an artificial way. So, he made it. And I was just okay, what the fuck? How?
And then he actually sacrifices his arm to kill the enemy.
Yeah, that's right. Doesn't his arm get caught in an attack or something, and it's oh, I've got you now. Yeah, I guess you do. Just chops his own arm off. Because Jesus Christ. Why would you do that?
Did he just make his own arm?
Yeah, then he just pops one back up. Yeah, it's like a Namekian regenerating. Except not as gross.
He can't regenerate limbs, he just makes his own artificial one.
Yes. Yep, so that all goes swimmingly. He obviously kicks the butt of Leviathan's sister. And then Issei basically sees the White Dragon as he was walking off into the sunset and said, "Hey, fight me!" Or was it the other way around?
It could have been either way. They probably wanted to fight anyway.
Yeah, probably.
And Volley was leaving anyway, so...
Yeah. And
with
then
the enemy group.
Yeah, because Varley is a part of the Chaos faction. Who would have thunk it? He wants to cause chaos, yes. So, it's hey, jack off, I'll fight you. And he's that sounds like a bad idea on your part.
Issei almost wins, also he absorbs the power of the White Dragon, casually.
Yeah, the Issei was kind of winning for a wee bit there. And, did that happen before or after Issei was told that that Vali can divide Rias's breasts in half. Either
I
way.
think that's probably during.
Yeah, so Azazel basically says to Issei, by the way, since you can divide things, the same could be said about dividing, the president's breasts. He's like, oh, you bastard! Going full rage mode.
And he just casually takes years off his life absorbing the White Dragon's power.
Yeah, he basically just, like, rips off a part of Vali's power and just chucks it into himself. And the only way Issei wins this fight is because he divides Vali using his own ability and then boosts himself and then just wails on him. And then
I love how Albion and Drake and the whole thing are like, are you fucking insane?
yeah, Drake's like, bro, you're actually gonna like not be immortal anymore if you do this.
No, Albion's the one like, do you realize what you're doing, bud?
Dumbass. Yep, and
actually
the funny
fucking
thing is, afterwards, after Vali got his ass handed to him, he basically said, I guess I should stop warming up, like he got half of his power ripped out of him, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess I could get serious now, and that's like terrifying to think that he's way stronger than he was letting on. But the Chaos faction said, hey, it's not worth it to go all out here, let's retreat. Said, okay, well, see you again next time, Red Dragon. And that was really the end of it, really. The real ending was basically just Azazel. After the factions kind of, like, did agree to a truce pact, they were like, hey, yeah, okay, let's just be nice together then. Let's all be hunky-dory after, working through that Chaos faction bullshit. Azazel decided to be a mentor / observer of the Occult Research Club.
He kind of just appears in Reyes' chair out of nowhere.
Yeah. Just like, oh yeah, I'm in charge now. It's like, bullshit! Yep, so he shows up, he becomes student council, the Occult Research Club president. And that's kind of where it ends, isn't it?
Then the OVA kicks in.
Yes, the OVA. I'm enveloped in breasts. Honestly, we're not going to talk about it because it's so fucking stupid, but I've just got the outline here that just says, this OVA was also stupid fan service about an underwear thief monster. It was just a guy that, like, really liked underwear, so he, like, turned himself into a monster, and... like, he keeps stealing girls' underwear, and then Issei, like, tried to defend him, like, no, he's just doing what he loves. It's just so stupid. He, like, gets sent to prison, and then he goes, it's okay, I'll leave Issei my underwear collection. And Reyes is just fine with it for some reason. Like, yeah, this is just my idiot. Yeah, so, either way, that's really the whole series. We kind of glossed over almost all of it, except for the integral plot parts, which are the important parts in High School DxD, we swear. Overall, I actually enjoyed this part of the show a lot more than Season 1. Season 1 was good at the end. I didn't really like the first, like, I didn't like the middle part, because it just kind of felt like filler for the most of it. It was like, oh yeah, let's get a familiar that never shows up again, or let's do the contracts with people we'll never see again. It's just stuff like that where it's like, this doesn't really mean anything. I really loved the Vali versus Issei fight. Like, that was probably the most into the show I've been, just because it was like, okay, now there's stakes, now there's just this shonen bullshit coming out of nowhere,
The show's just warming up too.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it gets nutty in Season 3. For me, I still think the dub was average. I personally would have liked to watch it in sub, but we sticked with the dub just because it's easier to binge. Not to say it's bad, it's just different. We have to say that. It's different in the sense that it just says random things at random times for no reason. Like, I don't know, you can probably, like, look up a list of every word said in High School DxD, and it'll be like titty bazongas, you know, like, titty, what is it, a titty hammock? Or something, like, they keep going on about titty hammocks. Yep, and one key thing here was that we started Season 3 a lot sooner after we finished a lot sooner after Season 2 than we did from 1 to 2. And that's because I was really wanting to see what happened next.
Took a lot shorter to actually watch the entire series too.
Yeah, I feel like we took a wee bit longer on the first season just because it wasn't grabbing me as much. But yeah, honestly, second season grabbed me a lot more. Because the characters were cool, and the plot was interesting. And of course, boobs. I mean, must I say more? It's just, that's what the show is, you know? Good plot, good characters, boobs. Right, so either way, I think that kind of wraps it up for the video. We should probably just say, because Otaku Spirit made a video, didn't make a video specifically about it, but they answered a question that we gave them saying, who's their favourite High School DxD waifu? They said a collective Konako.
That's just wrong.
What are you, Shane Dawson? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so they said Konako, fair enough. Fair game. I personally struggle between Zenovia and Akano. Those are my two favorites. Don't get me wrong. I like all of them very much. It's just if I had to choose who, like, I would want to be, if I was Issei and wanted to do Unspeakable Acts with, those would be the two. Because who wouldn't want to hear Ada? So yeah, Jared, you got a character in particular?
I used to, but not the moment.
Yeah.
You know?
We'll just give you the generic Rias, because Rias is, like, at all times good girl. I mean, who doesn't like Rias? She's like the big sister.
Connor doesn't. Sea-Dog VA.
That's right.
Clearly doesn't like her.
Connor, we're calling you out again. This is the second High School DxD review we've done, and this is the second time we've called out Connor Sea-Dog VA. Get off your high horse, man. Stop watching JoJo's.
But don't, it's a great show.
No, we're kidding. Stop buying $11,000 JoJo suits. That's what you should be not doing. That just sounds like a terrible investment in the long run.
I think Gigak brought one too.
No, yikes.
Or Joey or whatever. It was one of them.
Imagine having $11,000. I can't. This post was made by Poor Gang.
This was made by Minimum Wage Gang.
Yep. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. This video was a lot more rambly and just scrambled, I guess, compared to the first season. The third season, hopefully, we'll, like, actually look it over a bit more and try and be a bit more prepared. But honestly, the reason we like doing this is mainly just because we can talk shit and just spitball. Like, we don't actually have to do a whole bunch of research like it's a school. It's a school research project. Where you just be going through Wikipedia going, okay, copy paste. No, you can just talk about your own experiences and hope to God that someone is interested enough to listen to it. Yeah. Any closing thoughts, Jared?
Nah.
Yeah. We kind of, like, summed it up pretty well, if I do say so myself. Anyway, just before we go, I want to say, we made a Twitter account at ShutInBakas. I'll be posting random stuff there, like videos in the making, and just, like, thoughts on shows coming out episode by episode, because I don't want to make a video of an episode coming out for a show. Unless it's, like, extremely detrimental, you know? So, Who knows, I might just post a tweet about Dragon Maid at some point, like, hey, this episode was good, go watch it. Or, hey, the dub voice for Ilulu sounds alright. Speaking of, that's probably a video waiting to
for
happen.
6 episodes into Slime, it's still just talking.
God, aren't we 7 now?
I think it's 6.
Oh, man. Yeah, we're not getting into that again, we already got enough backlash. From the first video. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hitting the like button really helps us out a lot, lets us know that, you actually like watching these and want to see more. Hitting the subscribe button will let you know, obviously, when we're uploading. Hitting the bell will give you notifications for the second that we upload, if Google wants you to know. And, of course, we're doing our questionnaire still. If you want to send us a questionnaire, go to our About page and send us an email through the business email linked just on the About section. And, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Bye. Goodbye.